If you were to do absolutely nothing for a while, chances are you'd catch yourself fidgeting, reaching out for your smartphone, or looking for someone to talk to. I think you can all agree that there's a level of difficulty in being still. What would happen if we chose to try it out for 1 hour each day? Well, I set it up for myself as a challenge and decided that I'd split it into 30-minute intervals in our trips to school and our trips back. And on the first day, I turned off my cell phone and just stared out the window. And I remember every traffic light we stopped at, there were 8, and 3 of them were all in the same place. And I remember thinking, wow, what a great start. But as I kept on going, the days proved to be interesting. I noticed things that I know I wouldn't have been able to see if I was on my phone or occupied with other things. Things like a kid doing a split in the snow or an arrest. I noticed, for example, that a lot of cars had this sign, and when we asked our driver what it meant, he said that it indicates that the cars have winter tires, and in my country we do not have any winter, so that was new. But some days the silence was uncomfortable. In those days I'd feel the temptation to get my phone, do something, and sometimes I did. In the days that I chose to persist, I noticed that my thoughts almost always drifted to the day's event, like an up day when I'd gotten an A in my test, a down day when I had got blasted in the face at PE, or just days when the weather was bleak and we had no extracurricular activities. And I'd think of every way the day had gone and everything I'd said to everyone I'd said it to, and how I could have said it better. And often in looking back and reviewing my day, I'd find some even bigger mistakes. And for a while when I'd get to that part, I'd just stop. And you'd be surprised how long you can think about your mistakes. And overthinking generally leads to blame. So after unsuccessfully doing that for several days, I decided to do it a little bit different. I decided to write it down. I'd go back and indeed review my day, but when I'd get to that part of the day when things would seem to make me stop and the urge to stay and wallow in my mistakes was strong, I'd continue writing because the day went on. And as I continued writing, I learned that I didn't have to let every thought that goes into my mind dominate it. I saw for myself that a day which I originally considered an off day was a great day by the time I was done writing about everything that had happened in it. Yes, I may have gotten a nosebleed, but the girls won that soccer game. Or the day may have been boring, but we got a free lesson for all our hard work. And this writing and the new way I learned to look at my day through it helped me to reflect. Reflection is giving your brain an opportunity to pause from the chaos, sort through what you see, create meaning, and learn from it. It is thinking back, going and indeed reviewing your day, but also thinking inward. Because when you're writing, especially something as personal as a journal, you tend to bring in your own ideas, your feelings, what you thought about what happened, what you may have wanted to say but didn't get the chance to. And when you think inward, that prompts you to think outward. You wonder, what did the other person feel? What prompted them to react this way? Was there anything they might have wanted to say that they didn't get to? And ultimately, that leads you to, as it did in my case, it makes you want and plan to do better. It makes you to become more creative with your options and more sensitive to those around you. And when you realize that life is so much more than your problems, and when you start focusing on the positive from the negatives, you choose to move forward, and that's what reflection is all about.